All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect Akim out here during this fight, pushing this word with faith, hope, and sincerity. So this lesson is basically centered around faith, but it's also centered around denying the flesh and how really we are in this captivity as a punishment of our lack of faith. So henceforth, Yahawashi is using the element of the flesh or the lust of our desires and that quote unquote appetite in which Esau, the so-called white man, uses to lure us away from Yahawashi through lust. And so as we're coming back to this holy ministry, to the ways of righteousness, to Yahawashi true connection, which is through faith, what we must do and understand is that comes from denying the flesh. That comes from not being obedient towards the flesh. It comes from being obedient towards Yahawashi. So I just want to bring out a few scriptures that cover that kind of thought process, that concept of what we're really going through and how the things that plague us, the things that vex us are all in the flesh. The sight, the smell, the taste, the touch, the feel, all of those things are the flesh warring against the spirit, which is the reason why, it's often said that the just shall live by faith. OK, so when you're living by faith, that means that you are denying the flesh. It means that in every scenario that you're presented with, you're not viewing it from the lens or the spectrum of your fleshly eyes, but you're viewing it from the spiritual connection in which we have with Yahawashi, which is faith. So I'm going to start here in the book of Matthew, the 16th chapter, and I'm going to read verse 24. It says, "Then said Yahawashi unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." I'm going to read that again. "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Now, on the surface, you would read that scripture and be like, oh, okay, well, it must be a physical cross, right? In actuality, Yahawashi had his physical cross, right? But what does that translate to for us being here in this time? Through the spirit, that translates to that flesh in which we carry now. Because, I was just sitting up here meditating about it. I was like, man, that cross, although a physical cross for Yahawashi, our physical cross is this flesh because you can't take it off. You have to carry it wherever you go. That burden, okay, in which we now are taking up. That cross is the flesh. But that's the reason why it needs to be denied in order for the faith of Yahawashi to reside. Okay, so let's get this word here, deny.
Strong's G 533. Aparneomai.
It says to deny, to affirm that one has no acquaintance or connection with someone. And that someone or acquaintance is the flesh. Okay, the more we deny the flesh, the more faith resides. So faith is denying the flesh, or basically you denying your flesh, that burden of the cross. It says to forget oneself, which is your former self before you came into this ministry. All of those adaptive qualities in which Esau, the so-called white man, has basically saturated our minds with, the way in which Esau, the so-called white man, has constructed us to live versus the ways in which Yahawashi has designed us to live. Because really, anything that Esau has constructed is not a way of life. It's a way of death. So coming into this ministry, understanding these holy words, understanding the will of Yahawashi is actually coming into life. But the principles of how to obtain that life are centered solely in faith. Okay, it says to forget oneself, lose sight of oneself and one's own interest. Okay, that is how you are denying the flesh, because that flesh has the interest of wickedness. Whereas when you absorb faith, you are now putting the interest of Yahawashi before yourself. So let's get back here. I'm going to read it again. It says, Matthew 16:24, then said Yahawashi unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself, okay, his interest, his acquaintance with the flesh, and take up his cross, okay, the burdens of Yahawashi, and follow me. All right. So let's get this verse here real quick, because I was thinking about this as well. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, and I'm going to read verse 14. It says, let go fro thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. That weak nature is the flesh, okay? The mortal thoughts are the flesh. So when you put them off, what are you doing? You are denying them. You are no longer making an acquaintance or a relationship to the interest of those mortal thoughts or of that weak nature, okay? You are casting them away, all right? And that's where faith can now reside, because you now denied the flesh, and now you can absorb the faith of Yahawashi, which is us living by faith. So when adversity comes, when situations arise that are truly to test your flesh, you overcome it by faith. Okay, so let's bring out a couple more scriptures just to kind of highlight the scenario of, faith versus the flesh, and the more you practice using faith, the less flesh will have rule over you. This is Galatians 5 and 24. It says, and they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lust. So once you crucify your flesh, okay, what are you doing? You are denying it, okay? It says to crucify the flesh, destroy its power. Woo! It says to destroy its power utterly. The nature of the figure implying that the destruction is intended with intense pain. Okay? Because that's what when you fast, okay, you have intense pain in the flesh. The flesh is catching the L, but the spirit is winning. Okay, so likewise in every scenario that Esau, the so-called white man, and while we are here until deliverance, as it arises, we have to realize in order to crucify it, we have to have more faith, which is us denying the flesh. Okay, you have to crucify the flesh. That means putting off the weak nature. That means putting off the mortal thoughts. That means living at the highest caliber of thought, which is faith. Okay? Living there, not visiting, not, here's the situation. Let me step into faith real quick. Like Superman, let me go hop in the phone booth and come out and defeat faith and then put back on your, mortal clothing, the mortal thoughts and the weak nature. No, you live it. You live that on a day-to-day basis. That is how you crucify and deny the flesh. So this is back in Galatians 5 and 24. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh. That means past tense, okay? With the affections and lusts, it says, if we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. That is faith. That is in every scenario in which we encounter. Like I always mention, every scenario that Yahawashi is bringing us through is in the preparation of the hour of temptation, okay? Which is us living by the Spirit, okay? Which is us walking by the Spirit, to where if necessary, we will make that ultimate sacrifice as Yahawashi did and continue to follow him by being crucified. Okay? So let's bring out another quick scripture. This is let's get this. This is Romans chapter 6. And let's see here. Oh yeah, we gotta read this. Yeah, let's just get 5. Oh man. Let's get 4. This is Romans 6 and 4. It says, therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Hamashiach was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. How do you walk in newness of life? That is through the faith of Yahawashi, which is denying or crucifying or casting away the flesh, the mortal thoughts, okay, the weak nature, all of these things that Esau, the so-called white man, is going to try to tempt us with. Okay, it says, for if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, okay, that hopeful elect, the predestined men, okay, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. That is faith, knowing that Yahawashi suffered the cross, okay, but was resurrected. So likewise, if we have to go down that road and go through the same scenario, guess what? We'll be resurrected as well, okay? It says, verse 6, knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him. Once again, not in the stages of being crucified. That means you have cut off the flesh in every scenario as it occurs. Because that's the old man. You got to walk in the newness. What did it say? Newness of life. Oh, beautiful. The newness of life is that this flesh ain't shit, man. Neither are any of these circumstances in which Esau, the so-called white man, will present. It says, knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. Okay, so yeah, none of these things are going to be able to affect us, man, as long as we are utilizing faith. Okay, it just can't be a word in which we say that we have, or as James says, you still got to show the works, bro. How do you show the works? In walking by the Spirit, living by the Spirit, which is having faith in Yahawashi. This is Ephesians 4 and 22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which is after Hamashiach, that is after Yahweh, is created in righteousness and true holiness. So yeah, these are the things in which we walk after now. These are the things in which Esau, the so-called white man, wants to utterly corrupt. He wants to corrupt your faith through the corruption of your flesh. But if he can't corrupt your if he cannot corrupt your flesh, then henceforth he cannot corrupt your faith. Okay? So this is Colossians 3 and 5. Yeah, let's start at 1. If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. Once again, where did the flesh come from? The earth. Okay? Where should our affections be? On salvation. Okay? Which are things that are above. It says, for ye are dead and your life is hid with Hamashiach Yahawashi. So that's another form of mortifying or crucifying or denying, okay, the flesh. It says, for ye are dead and your life is hid in Hamashiach Yahawashi. How is it hid in Yahawashi Hamashiach in Yahweh? How is that life hid? Because you're living by faith. No one really knows when you're executing faith. You and Yahawashi do. Okay? There are countless examples where men use faith, and when you read in the accounts, they didn't know that they were using faith per se. They just trusted and believed in Yahawashi. And that scripture says, then it was accounted to them as being faithful. Obedience. Okay? All of these are the intangibles that Esau, the so-called white man, will try to deny or destroy, better word, will try to destroy to where you are no longer in obedience towards Yahawashi. You're in obedience towards Esau, the so-called white man, and his corrupt lust. Verse 5, Colossians 3 and 5. Mortify, therefore, your members which are upon the earth. Boom. Okay? Fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Okay? That's what Esau is trying to create in people's minds, is that they are more important than Yahawashi. That is idolatry. Okay? That is vainness. All right? That's why Esau pushes this philosophy of do what I will. Because he basically is trying to convince you, just as he convinced Eve in the garden, that you will not surely die. Are you sure that it said that you will die? He's creating doubt. Okay? Whereas the faith in which we have of Yahawashi is denying doubt. Is denying anything that Esau, the so-called white man, comes up with. Just as Yahawashi did towards Shaitan, okay? When he walked on the face of the earth, he was like, bro, I could care less about what you got going on, okay? My will is to do the will of Yahawashi, okay? So yeah, really that's the lesson. I'm going to end out on Hebrews, the 12th chapter, because Lord willing, this kind of brings everything and solidifies it, because it goes to show you that faith is denying the flesh, but that flesh in a figure of speech is your cross, because you got to deal with it every day. It ain't going nowhere, you know. So until salvation, that is what we are enduring. That is what Yahawashi told the disciples. You want to follow me? That's cool. You know, deny yourself and, you know, grab that cross. But that cross is that daily vexation, okay, of the flesh, of all the things in which we are going through. That travel in which Yahawashi made by enduring the cross. That's the journey in which we're on now. Okay. Until that moment of either salvation through deliverance or salvation through death. This is Hebrews 12 and 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight. Now what? And the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. We're running with patience, knowing that in every situation, it's a situation of faith. Okay? And denying the flesh, denying those mortal thoughts, denying the weak nature, casting all of those things off, laying aside every weight. Okay? Looking unto Yahawashi HaMashiach, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. So Yahawashi endured the cross, the physical cross, but also the fleshly cross. Likewise, we will also have to endure this fleshly cross. It says, despising the shame. Realizing that being the hopeful elect, That's going to come with a lot of ridicule, a lot of criticism, family, friends, quote unquote, loved ones. Okay. You are going to be shamed, but you despised it. You was like, you know what? I ain't tripping on it. You want to know why? Because Yahawashi did it. We're doing it. And we are also, Lord willing, if crucified, going to be resurrected with him in that newness of life. And that's what other people don't see because they don't have the faith in order to see it. Okay. They're being subjected by the flesh, where we are subjecting the flesh. That is us enduring the cross as Yahawashi did and seeking salvation. So, yeah, I mean, really, that's it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying for the elect. I'm actually going to go back to that Matthew 16 and 24 again. It says, it's Matthew 16 and 24. It says, then said Yahawashi unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.